This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Hey, what is going on, guys? Jay Shy here with another video, and today's video is I really want to talk about some of the things that has been going on with a state of, I guess, not feeling inspired. So I should probably start off at the beginning of why I'm making this video, and I figure it would be a helpful tip of helping you guys out and how I usually get through things sometimes. So from my understanding, a lot of my subscribers, you guys are creative individuals. You guys are artists. You guys are video game makers. You guys are musicians. You guys are just creative as hell. And I know that sometimes you guys get, I guess, distracted like I do. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I get distracted quite often. And a lot of times I don't know why I get distracted. It's probably because I get distracted by stupid things like video games. Because video games is my first love, you know. Video games is my first love. Like, I was playing video games before I started drawing. And I know that a lot of you guys sometimes get into a rut like I did. I was in a very big rut. If you guys don't know from my past videos, for the ones who don't know, I fell into the rut of I just didn't know what I wanted to do anymore. I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue drawing. I wasn't sure if I wanted to just continue art at all, and I had to really sit back, think about what it was that I really wanted to do. One of the things is that I had this question, you know, asked to me, and this is why I'm making the video, because I figure I can give you guys the same advice that I gave this individual that I know. It's a coworker that I work with, of course. And she asked me, like, straight up, she was just like, how do you stay inspired? Like, how do you keep focus, you know? And there isn't a very easy answer for that question. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of the times inspiration can just fade just because of the time of day. Like, sometimes you can just be at home feeling lazy and you just don't want to do anything, you know. A lot of times you just don't want to do it. You just don't want to draw, or you don't want to write music, or you don't want to program your video game that you've been working on for like 9+ years. You know, sometimes you just don't feel like it anymore. Sometimes you get lost in the shuffle of your own thoughts. Sometimes you're just like, you know, well, I want to do this, I want to do that, I don't know what I want to do. You know, and that was one of the things that I fell into, because after I finished my not even a series, my short one-shot comic book Hours, after I was done with that, I kind of fell into this whole thing where I was like, I don't know where to go from here, because that was kind of the goal since I was a kid. You know, my goal as a kid was to one day, from the beginning, it was to, you know, once I discovered that, you know, artists drew comic books, I was like, oh man, I want to draw comic books. And as a kid, I was like, all right, I drew comic books. And as that went by, I was like, all right, so now I want to draw as good as a professional comic book artist. And that took some time, and then I ended up drawing better, like, not even better, but as good as a comic book artist, like a professional. Then I was like, okay, so now I want to work in professional comics. And then I got that gig. And then every time I started giving myself new goals, I started, like, slowly achieving them. They took years, but I started to slowly achieve them one by one. And the last goal that I always wanted was, I want to make my own comic book from scratch by myself. I'm doing it. I'm self-publishing. I'm doing everything myself. There is no middleman. It's just me. And I did that, and then I got lost. Because afterwards, I was kind of like, wow, where do I go from here? I kind of did it all. And I think that's why I fell into my rut. I was scared because I always knew what I wanted to do, and for the first time in my life I was just like, I don't know where to go from here, and that was scary. And I lost inspiration along the way. And one of the things that you guys helped me out with was you guys told me straight up. You was like, just give it some time. Just give it some time. And I did. I tried other, art venues, like, I wouldn't say venues, avenues, like painting and all that stuff. And it just wasn't working. A lot of the times, what you need to do if you want to get over a hump of feeling uninspired is, I think deep down inside, everyone has that one project. They have that one project that they really, really want to do. But a lot of the times you're afraid to tackle it because it's too big, or it's going down an avenue you're not used to, and it's going to challenge some creative muscles that you're not used to exercising. So a lot of times what you have to do is you have to think really, really hard about this project of yours that keeps popping up in your head. Like, do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? And in your head, it's always yes, 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 but the timing is never right, and what I've come to realize is the reason why the timing isn't right is because a lot of times it's out of fear. You're just worried that what you have in your head isn't going to translate on paper very well, or it's not going to translate in animation very well, or video game programming or music, whatever it may be, your creative avenue. You're just like, a lot of times you're afraid. So some of the helpful advice that I've gotten was, before you tackle a very huge project, do something small. Do something like short. It doesn't have, it's not, because I know a lot. I know you guys. You guys got expansive universes and 85 characters that all have backstories and subplots. Scratch all that for now. Like, just focus on making a story that's short, it's contained, and it doesn't take long to finish. Because what you want to do is you want to finish something, and you want to, I wouldn't say you want to make it great, but what you want to do is you want to find out where your strengths and weaknesses lie. Because that's what I did with Hours. I got that advice from writer Joe Keegan, who is the writer for Clothesline. No, what's it called? Ringside and Shudder from Image Comics. I got that advice from him. He told me to start small. Do something very short, very small, and just do something quick, and it'll show you everything that you need to work on. And Hours showed me a lot of things that I needed to work on, but it also showed me my strengths. And my strengths is like character interactions, like getting a bunch of characters together and having them talk. Like, I'm really good at reeling a reader in with that. But it also taught me that I can use a little more work on suspense and training the reader's eye around the pages that I draw. So that taught me a great deal, and setting the mood for things, and setting up something and then having a payoff. Because one thing that I did in Hours is that I set up something really, really big in Hours, and then there was like no payoff, and I was like, okay, that's gonna need some work, of course. All right, we're gonna work there. But anyway, back to my point. If you guys are feeling uninspired, and you guys are feeling that you're afraid to tackle a project that's been on your mind, a lot of times you have to do something small to prep yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that, because the book that I'm working on now, my manga / webtoon / whatever you want to call it, is going to take some time. It's a manga, but it's something that I came up with back in 2014, and we're in 2019 yet, and I just started it. And the reason why I just started it is because I feel like it needed some time to percolate in my head, and I needed time to write the script. And when you're doing all of these things by yourself, it's going to take a while, because I actually had to make a schedule for when I was going to write the script, when I was going to do plot points, when I was going to do storyboarding, and then recycle that with work, and then spending time with my wife and doing other sociable things with friends. Like, I actually had to create a schedule for myself, and I'm not gonna lie, drawing comic books is hard. It'll kick your butt. Like, I'm feeling it right now. Like, I'm in pain. I mean not like in backache pain. I meant like I'm just tired. mostly because because I put myself on. I wouldn't say I put myself on a deadline. Well, it's kind of like a deadline, but I feel like you need that. That's another thing that everyone needs to do, especially if you have a project, is put yourself. A lot of times when people, I wouldn't say put yourself, but a lot of times when people don't know what they want to do, it's because they never come up with with a due date. They never say, I'm going to have this done right here. And if you don't do that, you're probably never going to start, or you're never going to finish. So my due date is to have at least a book ready by July of next year. Now, the reason why I picked July is because July is like a convention that we have where I live, and I want the book to be prepared and to be sold by then. So I have a due date in my head, and now I know, hey, I need to get 160 pages drawn and, prepped and ready for the first volume. And yes, the first volume of my book has 160 pages in it. Yes, I have to draw all this. And right now, if you guys check my Twitter and check my DeviantArt, I have, I'm up to page 34 right now because I kind of fell into a rut for like 2 weeks, only because I got distracted by video games. So, yeah, so that happens. So don't feel bad. But another useful tip that I would give you guys is try not to burn yourself out. I put myself on a schedule that was suitable. Like, I'm not drawing every day. I'm not doing that. I just told myself, well, I want to get 2 to 3 pages done a week, and it usually gets. I can get a page done a lot quicker in a week. Like, I can do about 3 pages a day, but I don't want to burn myself out, because that's what I did on Hours. I burnt myself out because I was penciling, I was inking, I was coloring and lettering and writing the script, all by myself. And I told myself I was going to get a page a day finished. It was hell. It was hell, mostly because when I would leave work, I would come home and I would instantly illustrate, and then after I was done illustrating, I would scan it into my computer same day, and then color for about 8 hours, maybe 5 hours, and then I would just die. I would just die. And then I noticed that some of my pacing was off during the drawing, so I was just like, all right, so I'm gonna redraw this page while it's scanned in. Well, this is before I was doing digital art, so it was scanning in, seeing something, pacing was off, and then taking the page out of the scanner, taking it back to my drawing desk, doing some whiteout, and then redrawing some stuff, and then taking it back to the scanner, scanning it back in, and then doing coloring, and then lettering. Oh my god. It was hell. So I told myself, on Juvidora, it's going to be a manga. I'm not doing coloring. I'm not doing that, because coloring hurts, especially if you're drawing by yourself. It was painful, so I don't want to do that anymore. So anyway, I don't want to ramble, but if you guys want more videos where I'm just kind of talking, because I noticed that a lot of you guys, like you artists and you creative souls out there, like, sometimes you need something to just listen to. Like, sometimes you need somebody to talk to you, or sort of like that, like a friend, and just chat and tell you that, give you tips here and there, because it is a good thing to, like, if you're stuck in a rut, you have somebody to tell you how you can get past certain things, how you can get over certain humps. So that's why I'm making these videos, because apparently a lot of people like these videos, so I figure I'll make more of them if you guys want more. But yeah, but anyway, so like I was saying, just pace yourself, don't burn yourself out, and eventually things will happen. And if you want to get inspired, sometimes you got to tackle that project that you're afraid to tackle, but in due time you will get there. So until next time, guys, I will talk to you again, and I hope you guys are liking the artwork that I've been putting up so far. It's actually been a lot of fun, so I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.